Thanks for being with us at the end of another highly questionable week. What do you like today, Bomani?
Wait, we're still doing this Johnny Manziel thing?
Really? We are? Dale, papi.
How should West Virginia fans feel about their last possession last night?
All right, so the West Virginia-Gonzaga game was close, but not exactly a good game. West Virginia primarily provided entertainment through their point guard, Javon Carter, who really needs to come on home. Anyway, he is prominently featured in this video where he shoots the ball a bunch. Now, I mean, you look at the shot clock, you look at the game clock, you look at the score. They could have gone for two and then fouled, which is probably the best move, as they're not a team with much of an offense and really good shooters. They're like, no. We're just going to keep giving it to this one dude. He's just going to keep chucking this up here. Let's just see how it goes. No space was created at any point because everybody knew what they were going to do. And then he gets rid of the ball. Right. And you got to look at Huggins here, man. At some point, when you have a late game meltdown on offense like that, where they don't consider going for two and have no plan on offense, even though we like them, you look at the coach.
We didn't even show you the footage of him in a rowboat at sea trying to shoot from out there as well, because the first shot was good. The first shot was okay. He's their best scorer. He's the guy you want taking that shot, and then they just kept getting progressively worse. They also, by the way, lost the game before that when they had the lead and they couldn't do anything the possession before that, including not make free throws.
This is my impersonation of Bob Huggins coaching in that last play last night.
Yeah, it's the carbs. It's all the carbs. They'll make you sleepy late at night.
I'm sure he was still over there cursing, though,
yeah.
right? Like, even through that, I'm sure he was
waking up just to curse, yeah. Okay.
How come no one saw Xavier so upset but me?
Xavier, he continues to call him Xavier, but he has been picking them throughout the tournament. And you should have probably expected Arizona to do what they usually do, but nobody had Xavier doing anything because they lost 7 of their last 10 games headed into the tournament. They don't have professional players on that team, professional prospects. But I will say this on their behalf, I have not seen a single more impressive thing in this tournament than I saw what they did to FSU, because I didn't think they could do that to FSU. And once you can beat FSU by 20 points like that, you can play with anybody.
I picked Xavier to go to the Elite Eight. Like, it's written down. You can go find it on the internet and everything. And what I can't figure out here is when I have a good game, I got 3 out of 4 yesterday in those games, at least after we adjusted it. And I had Xavier in the Elite Eight to start with. But all we're going to be like is like, how come nobody saw this coming but me? Why don't you listen to me when I talk at my job?
Hey, Bomani, that was a hell of a prediction you made last night, you know? Maybe now they'll give you Heisman vote.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. They're going to give him a Heisman vote.
Whoa.
I was only kidding.
Where did that come from?
Should Kansas be the favorite to win it all after last night?
They are feeling like Villanova felt last year. They've scored more than 90 points in all 3 of their games. Nobody's done that in 20 years in the tournament. And they're making all of their shots. They're shooting almost 55%. I thought all of the tournament last year that Villanova was just on a hot streak, that they couldn't keep that up. But Kansas has the talent to do this. North Carolina can play with them, but Kansas probably should be favored, given that they're making everything.
We've seen this movie before, though, right? Like, this is the tricky thing about the tournament. How much does the past actually matter? Because this Kansas team, entirely different than any other Kansas team that has existed before. Their coach, however, is the same coach that we've seen lose in this tournament in games that feel a lot like Kansas versus Oregon, where Kansas should win, but Oregon probably has a better chance than most people give them credit for, and that makes Bill Self tight. That goes down to his team, and then they do stuff like lose to Bradley Bucknell or VCU.
One of the key things, though, is make sure the games aren't tight so the margin of error isn't provided by your coach.
No. When they tighten up at Kansas, it happens early. Like, you don't get a chance to wait until there's a lead. It happens right away.
Are you kidding me? They are playing Oregon next, the Fighting Ducks, with those uniforms, those yellow uniforms.
Yes.
I'm telling you, they're tough. The Fighting Ducks are tough. Look what they did last night, buddy. They're coming through this time now. They shredded Michigan to pieces.
Wait, what?
That was my other prediction. I predicted that the Fighting Ducks were going to shred Michigan to pieces.
That's right.
Yes.
You did predict that. And what were your other predictions?
Gonzaga was going to lose, and Kansas was going to lose. So I was 50% right.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Flip of a coin, 50% head, 50% tail. That's all.
75% right, nobody cares.
You were?
Yes, I said that earlier in the show.
Really?
Nobody listens when I talk at work.
Should the Saints take a chance on Johnny Football?
We're still doing this, guys, right? So apparently during the Super Bowl, Sean Payton wound up at breakfast with Johnny Manziel. I don't know if Johnny Manziel went to breakfast after all the partying last night, but whatever. They caught up. Apparently there was some discussion that might have involved the idea of Johnny Manziel as a backup to Drew Brees. And I'm just asking, what has anybody seen from Manziel in the NFL to lead you to believe this is a chance worth taking? No matter what kind of magician you happen to think you are, why does this guy, whose fame really hinges on one game that was played 4.5 years ago, keep having people intrigued when we haven't seen him be even close to good in the league?
It seems like a bad idea for a lot of different reasons, not the least of which he has been behaving like an addict. New Orleans seems an especially bad place for an addict. But what does it say about your situation in football where Johnny Manziel, with all of that baggage, is seen as less dangerous by Sean Payton than Colin Kaepernick, who's got a skill set that has actually been good in the NFL recently?
Jay Cutler is at home saying, seriously, are you kidding me?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Actually, Jay Cutler's just at his house looking like this.
Well, yeah, he is looking like that, but it's not just Jay Cutler, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, too. He's saying, Ryan Fitzpatrick, really, Manziel? Come on, I can throw 6 interceptions in a game, too.
Does Adam Jones owe Yadier Molina and Puerto Rico an apology?
Yeah, Yadier Molina says he wants an apology from Jones and Andrew McCutcheon because they talked about after the game how the Puerto Ricans had basically acted like they had already won the game when it turns out, you know, they always print up T-shirts for both sides. And then Puerto Rico had planned to have a parade for making the finals, win or lose. The more interesting part, though, was normally we have American players judging the Latin guys on being too flashy. Molina judged the United States for not knowing how to celebrate. He's like, you guys are already back at spring training and you won, and we're down here kicking it with the people. Y'all are hustling backwards.
Molina was pointing out that he was uninformed when he said some of the things that he said, and he's right. The information that he had was bad. Puerto Rico was going to have a parade for a second-place finish, but does this deserve an apology? This sounds like a Molina who's a little bit too sensitive. Why do we need to apologize for something this kind of silly? He corrected the information that he wanted to correct himself.
By the way, is this the Molina that plays for the Cardinals? Because I feel like the way he's talking about having more fun. Can you bring that to the Cardinals so I can watch your fans' heads all explode at the same time?
Who should replace John Thompson III at Georgetown?
Doesn't Patrick Ewing seem kind of perfect for this job? He's been working on NBA benches as an assistant coach. He is qualified in a way that, say, Doug Gottlieb is not qualified to have that Oklahoma State job. You look at Patrick Ewing, you look at his history, you look at the idea that he might be willing to recruit because he wants a chance. There's no one that is more synonymous with that team's name than that guy. I'd love to see Patrick Ewing coaching that team.
Well, there are a couple of questions. One, do they need to move on from that era of their history? Though, if we're being honest, it is all the history that Georgetown basketball has. The other thing with Patrick Ewing is year after year, we say someone should get Patrick Ewing a job. Year after year, people who know more about this than we do keep saying, no, Patrick Ewing shouldn't have a job. I don't have an answer for who should have the job at Georgetown. What Georgetown has to figure out is how good do they think they should be and what are the things they are willing to do to get to that place in being good? Because being great, like the Thompson era great, probably not going to happen in the modern landscape.
I have the answer. Allen Iverson.
Oh, okay.
No practice, just game.
I mean,
I'd love to see the experiment.
I'd love to see that too.
And you know he could recruit.
Yeah.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
See, I'm not sure how common or uncommon there is in that little game. Whoa, I see why there's beef.
To play the game that got chocolate-covered strawberries just in time for tonight. Do you question?
Guess who's going to eat those with? You give us topics and events, and we question them.
My brother.
With your mom.
My brother.
Do you question if this is a flop?
Got the Clippers and the Mavs. The Mavs won this game. Who's out here cheating? Whoa. That's your man, JJ Barea. Why is everyone always trying Blake Griffin, including JJ Barea? Though, to be fair, JJ Barea is at that height where, it might have been a flop, but JJ Barea was carrying on as though even if it was a flop, that's absolutely what he was trying to do.
JJ Barea with superhuman strength there. Can we look at that again just to point out how much smaller JJ Barea is than DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin?
Well, also, can we see this one more time to point out how after pushing him down, JJ Barea stood over him and like, so it was DeAndre Jordan that pushed him out the way. I thought he was kind of running. But again, everybody tries Blake Griffin, right? Even 5'9" JJ Barea.
5'9", that's 5'1".
And stays ready.
Well, I mean, J.J. Barea, he's a tough cookie, buddy. Do you remember when he went against LeBron?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
You remember.
That's right.
That's
I remember
right.
that one. LeBron chicken out, you know. So this guy's a tough Puerto Rican guy, you know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, J.J. Barea.
It's actually pretty funny. When that happened with LeBron, he was defending LeBron, and then
That's
LeBron
right.
left, and he suddenly remembered how bad it looked for
that's
LeBron.
how that happened. Just like that.
Do you question if Sidney Crosby should be better than this?
Okay, the owner of the Senators says that this should be a very long suspension. The league says this isn't even a penalty and there will be no further action. So there seems to be something of a gulf here.
Bob,
There's the helpful arrow.
Whoa, that was quite a slash.
Yeah, you're not really allowed to do that. And the owner of the Senators honestly said that Crosby should be out for as long as the injury lasts.
Yeah, I'm not sure how common or uncommon there is in their little game. Whoa, I see why there's beef. Like he had a glove on too, didn't he?
Ouch.
Yikes. By the way, while that did seem to be pretty terrible, can y'all put on the screen that nonsense this Crosby character did the other day where he was out here hitting people between the legs? Like, it does seem to me that you guys have enabled this young dude who isn't even young anymore. He turns 30 this year.
Man,
that right there put him out for the season. He shouldn't have been out here to slash anybody in the first place. I don't understand the NHL's priorities at all.
I hope that did not do to number 90's appendage what it did to that other guy's finger.
Do you question if a spring training is more fun in the KBO?
KBO is in Korea. They be flipping bats and all kind of stuff like that.
Bases loaded situation here. Yeah!
Wow.
Oh,
Stealing home is the most fun thing that baseball has to offer. The boldest thing that you can do.
I love that was so successful that it whipped off even the catcher's mask so we could see clearly the face of befuddlement.
Like this game doesn't count, dude.
You know, that batter blew it, you know. I mean, you got to make sure that the catcher never gets to the ball, so you got to swing the bat. That's what you do. You swing the bat and you hope for the best.
Seems like a great way to concuss your homeboy.
I mean, he was safe, Poppy.
Yeah, but it was a close call.
Okay.
You got to make sure that he scores, so you got to swing the
All
bat.
right, by killing the catcher. Make sure it's not a close call and it's simply a felony.
It was a close call, stealing home.
Hermes Link, Ice Blue Mink, cut on my ribs like I don't know what permanent is. They want me gone. Wait for the kicker. Bury me now, and I only get bigger. That's word to mine. I'm so hot, yeah, I'm so right now. Who is no gang? Let me find out. Keep hearing clicks when I'm on the iPhone. Feds in the city, hate to see us on a high note. I switch flow like I switch time zone. Can't get any questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is really uncomfortable in these chaps. See or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. Why?
Those weren't for your mom. Those are for you.
Why?
On CBS, UCLA and Kentucky.
Yeah, this one seems like it would be some fun, but not as much fun as what we're about to show you, which is LeVar Ball arguing with Stephen A. Smith.
We talk about the GOAT here, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, and you running your mouth talking about you going to beat him one-on-one. Why would you say something so blasphemous?
In my heyday,
blasphemous.
he would need help.
Really?
He too
Really?
small. 5-on-5 game, he good. One-on-one, I'm undefeated. Never lost. Never lost one-on-one.
That don't make any sense. Listen.
Ain't nobody beat
Really?
me in heyday one-on-one.
Why you saying it's
Hey, let me ask you this like I tell him.
That's why you smiling right
Did
now.
I win or lose? Did I win or lose?
Right.
All I care about is the W. I don't care how I get it. Everybody used to say who's the best, Michael Jordan or
Who did you
LeBron.
think was the best?
They
Who
said,
did you think
who's
was the best?
Kobe or LeBron?
Who did you think was the best?
Guess what the story is now? Who's better, LeVar or Michael
Ain't
Jordan?
nobody think about no damn LeVar.
Yes, they are. He bigger than Steph. Because Steph Curry, what, 6'2"?
Steph Curry about 6'3".
Okay,
long
I
arms.
let him be 6'4". He's still shorter than my boy.
How do you something is wrong with you,
Yes.
sir?
I mean, we didn't even even get to where it is that he said, my son, if he was with the Lakers, they'll be as good as Magic Johnson. And Stephen A. Smith got mad about that, and he said, well, then they'll be better than they were with Magic Johnson. Bomani, are you intrigued?
First of all, he broke Stephen A. Smith. Like I say, that it's like trying to out-rap E40, right? You can't out-rap E40. He did out-rap E40. The other part, this dude is dying laughing as he says this stuff, and you morons get upset with it. Lavar is winning at everything right now.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, what the hell was Max Kellerman doing there? You know, you got to come to the rescue of your buddy, of Stephen A. Smith. You just can't just sit there and take it, you know. You got to go and just go after the other guy, too.
That's the
2-1.
Max Kellerman's been waiting for that day since he got hired, watching somebody else do that with Stephen A. If everybody else there just had to be like, nah, you got this.
What was Max's name, Poppy? What is Max's name?
Max Kellerman.
On Comcast California, Kings and Warriors.
No, I will not watch another Kings game the remainder of the season, no matter what's involved. Even if there's like a resurrection possibility for me later in life, I will not watch another Kings game. But let's check in on the Curry brothers start against each other for the first time.
Oh.
Yeah, of course Steph makes that, from half court. Yeah, another one. I mean, is he taunting his brother from over here? Is that what he's doing? You gotta be kidding me. Are you bleeping kidding me? That's crazy. Bomani, are you intrigued?
So what you're telling me is that Seth Curry's in the NBA?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know.
Yeah.
No jokes. Just learning something new every day.
You want to take a guess what team? You want to take a guess?
I spent a lot of time watching that video, gleaning it was the Mavericks.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, I think that the Kings, they have to be more worried about Matt Barnes and Steph Curry. He says that he wanted to kill the Kings now, you know,
Right.
Even though he's a studio gangster, you know.
Whoa, Poppy, no! Don't do that, Poppy.
They're going to think I'm the one who told you that.
Don't do that ever, Poppy.
You're about to jump in the car now, drive for an hour and a half away, and rough us up.
This weekend on the Golf Channel, the Puerto Rico Open.
No, thank you, but we were told by the producers that this clip will have a player to watch and that you're going to want to listen to the announcer. Let's hear.
Back at 17 now for a share of the lead.
He's got to be aggressive with this.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Well short.
He's been really good on the greens this week, but that will test some
By the
nerves
crowd
right
noise
there.
that he created.
Another look at that stroke. You know, no
Yes.
real big bobbles there. You know, it was
He
just
thinks that's an egg.
That was just a
that's
judgment
something
error for
edible.
sure.
you can just tell. I mean, Phil said earlier, he's got his heart pumping. I think his mind is definitely racing right now.
I love those things running. Bomani, are you intrigued?
So how many people at the Puerto Rico Open will also be going to that Puerto Rico baseball parade? I'm just very curious to know how the Venn diagram looks.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, I'm very glad to see that Larry King is still in that golf ball. You know what I mean?
Again with the Larry King. It got me again, that joke. Larry King looks like an iguana.
Some jokes you can tell 2 days in a row.
That's funny. It's funny. Got me again.
Sunday on NBC, Little Big Shots.
Let's check in with some talented little kids. Steve Harvey is the host of this show. What's it got?
Welcome to the Little Big Shots Where in the World quiz. Our first contestant is Nathan. Nathan is from Westminster, California, is 4 years old, and likes math. Hi, everybody. Playing against Nathan is Mr. Steve Harvey. Mr. Harvey is a lot more than 4 years old and likes cigars. Nathan, please name as many countries as you can in Africa in a minute.
Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco,
snap.
Mauritania, Senegal, the Gambia,
Oh.
Guinea-Bissau, Guinea.
Oh, no. Oh, he's going to name all of them?
Swaziland, Madagascar, Cameroon, Mauritius, Seychelles.
Oh, wow. That was pretty good right right there. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Best thing that ever happened to Steve Harvey there is that kid getting them all, right? Like, once the kid gets them all, you don't get put on the spot. And also, this is like old Bill Cosby money. Who ever thought that Steve Harvey would be doing what used to be the Bill Cosby jobs?
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But that's the best you can do, Steve Harvey, carrying that kid off a stage, You got to do better than that. You got to go for a challenge, You got to name all the countries in South America. That's what you got to do. And make an even. That's right. Make an even fight there,
Well, that's good. Let's do it. Let's go. You've got 1 minute, Poppy. Name as many countries as you can.
Brazil, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Bolivia, Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Chile, Uruguay, Mexico.
Look at that.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Belize.
Belize.
Uruguay.
Okay, you said Uruguay already. I think
said it, okay? So I say it again.
All right.
Ecuador.
Okay.
Brazil.
You said Brazil already.
How do I know more than he does?
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Gracias. See you el lunes.
Paraguay.
There we go.
Peru. All the pieces. Uruguay.
Dad, you said Uruguay already.
Brazil.
Oh, for the love of God.
Trying to make sure that.
Come on, man.